Power rakes for spring yard work, the stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
There's that pit in my stomach. I hope that knot gets untangled and untied so that the Royals can be in contention for the playoffs come late August into September. I'm not holding my breath for it, but before I freak out and lose my mind about how bad things are right now, I'm going to choose to look back at last year and remember how bad 56 and 106 felt.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC Studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Congratulations.
You're on.
Yeah, there we go.
You're on.
Congratulations for making it. It's Friday. Some of you are in your cars headed to happy hour. Some of you are headed home from work after a long week. Some of you are headed to travel and enjoy this warm weather weekend. Some of you are already home. You're chilling. And either way, congratulations for getting through your week, because it is a thing. Be proud of getting through your week, and whatever things you went through, they didn't get you. They didn't beat you. So congratulations on that. 402-464-5685 is the Starter Heyman text line. You want to be a part of what we're doing. If you want to jump on the streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, /X, whatever you call it, whatever you want to work from, and our fine friends at Allo Fiber Channel 961. Down the rabbit hole we go. And you guys understand that we could end up anywhere. Where we start is not where we finish in the course of this hour. But what I wanted to do was to start with the Bronny and LeBron conversation.
All right.
That have gone on, and there are a couple of things that fall in play. One, I am old school. I am old enough,
just like your show,
that I know enough of the history of sports that I don't always think of things in the present tense.
Mm-hmm.
Some things in sports may be new to people, but they may not be new to old heads. And the old heads who are out here, the folks who are listening in the car, you old sports heads, us silver beards, have enough understanding that not everything is new, and not everything requires immediate change of direction or change of thinking. With Bronny and the Lakers, and a couple of things that are in play, and one, that talent from a talent standpoint is one thing. Then being drafted is another. Being drafted to a team with your father on that team, and then having your father be elite in that space, and having some say-so about the business of that team going forward. I don't particularly have a problem with Bronny's career, because what you're choosing is talent. It is not the achievement of said talent. It is the talent. It is the core level of talent. And often in drafts, you're talking about unfinished, unpolished gems. You're talking about unfinished products. Nobody that was drafted in the previous 2 nights in the NBA is a finished, complete project.
No.
Just to be clear and to understand it. And then when you're choosing somebody, and so in my CBA basketball days, in my ABA basketball days, and being on those draft nights, the draft was often about the things, the peripheral things that people deal with. Everybody that's on your radar has talent. Anybody who has played at a high Division I level, you can kind of imagine what they've gone through, the amount of work that they've put in, the type of systems they run, their ability to travel, live on their own, away from mom and dad, away from home, all those things. You have some basis for those situations. You also understand that all of them have flaws. There's nobody picked in the first 2 days of NBA draft who are perfect. There aren't none. They don't exist. Those athletes come along once generationally. When you hear the phrase generational talent, it's so elite and so finite that, listen, Kobe had work to do when he got drafted. We knew about Kobe because of his dad, Joe Jelly Bean Bryant. We knew about Kobe. We knew the athletic gifts that his father possessed and that were passed down. We had watched him from the time that he was 4 years old be around NBA caliber players, working out at a different, learning 4 different languages, learning what the NBA life was about. He was more advanced than any other high schooler in that era. That's what it was. We understood it. Kevin Garnett, when he was drafted out of high school, was not a finished product. He was a tenacious dog. He had every athletic gift at 6'11.5". We understood that, but he was not finished. He was a development project. So it didn't matter. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, we watched him at Moeller High School. We saw him as a football player. We knew that he could have gone to any Power 5 football program in the country and play wide receiver, and he would have excelled. You could have penciled him in for the NFL draft 4 years later. Not a problem. What he did was he chose the thing that he was more familiar with, traveling around his father. He spent his early days in the practices with Joe Morgan, Pete Rose, etc., Tony Perez. Listen, you're around the programs. You're around it. So when the Seattle Mariners took a leap, and every draft selection is a leap, what they knew was that Junior had athletic potential, and they knew that there were things. One, he had somebody else in his life who could make his pro life easier. He had a dad who was a veteran in the league and was a coach on the field for the Mariners. They knew, like, those are the benefits. We're going to have to do less coaching with Ken Griffey Jr. than we do with John Smith. We absolutely know that, one, he'll have somebody to go to learn about the life of a Major League Baseball player. He had somebody to talk to about what it takes from a dietary need and requirement, somebody that could tell him how to get out of a struggle. We also knew about Jeannie Buss. We knew about Jeannie Buss. Was Jeannie Buss in the executive super program? Was she a basketball player who had gone through the process, knew what a player's life was like? No. She was born into the Buss family, and as the Buss family learned, she learned. And her acumen, her IQ, her basketball IQ increased because of the circle that she was in. And it wasn't the first time. You think that Jeannie Buss created enough wealth to buy an NBA team, especially in Los Angeles? Not a chance. Tell me that Dan Rooney of the Steelers had generated enough money in his life on his own without his dad, Art, that he could own the Pittsburgh Steelers. No.
I don't understand why this is the thing that people are now getting mad about, like nepotism and everything like that. Like, why is this the thing? Is it just because people don't like LeBron?
Yeah, it's so here's the thing.
Like, it can't be Bron. Like, it can't be that people don't like Bronny.
Here's the thing. If we are a country that likes to put things in the soup that don't belong, your personal feelings about somebody that you don't know, and let's be clear, the people who are LeBron hating don't know LeBron. They don't know LeBron. They don't know Bronny. As a matter of fact, is there anybody who's been hating on LeBron that knows more basketball than LeBron? Is there anybody hating on LeBron who, quite frankly, is in LeBron's basketball IQ space, in his universe? Is there anybody who's as good at what they do as LeBron is at basketball?
That's talking about it? No.
Yeah.
No.
So to tell me, and then let's add Jeannie Buss to this conversation and say, for being in the space with Kareem, Magic, Luke Walton, etc., right? And Luke Walton's another name that if he's Luke Smith, he probably doesn't get the opportunity that he got for being Luke Walton.
So not, I mean, there's so many examples.
Right? The examples exist that Jalen Brunson plays for his dad. His dad is an assistant coach for New Jersey.
Why did he pick the Knicks in the
New
first
York,
place?
In New York. Why did New York pick him? Right? If there's a conflict of interest, and quite frankly, there is, but you're willing to make that professional decision because there is some greater benefit for you to have Jalen Brunson in the Knicks organization, even if you don't know that he's going to grow into being an all-star. And nobody had a clue that Jalen Brunson was going to be an all-star. At the level that nobody knew he was going to play at the level he's playing at.
There's people making fun of the move.
Like, you just go, what are you thinking? So we have to, we have to say often that the people who are criticizing executives in professional sports just pump the brakes a little. Feel how you feel. You don't have to like everybody. You don't have to like anybody. I kind of wonder why people don't like people they don't know. Like, that's a weird thing to me.
Unless there's, I mean, probably just stuff they hear.
Well, but there's
Again.
a word for that.
Yeah.
Right? There's a word for that. And the fact that you're criticizing somebody who has put more into the thing that you supposedly love. There's not one fan out there that's put more into basketball than LeBron James has.
No.
There's none of the people out there who've coached against Bronny, played against Bronny, or seen Bronny train who are criticizing him, because those things from the people who know him, and I literally, the Lloyd family was just here and they played on the same high school team as Bronny. That was the backcourt.
Mm-hmm.
Romello Lloyd Jr. and Bronny.
Mm-hmm.
They played their games in an NBA facility. They played their high school games. They traveled that way. They played in front of NBA crowds. They worked out as pros. Now, if you tell me, well, he only averaged 5 points, let me ask you, any idea how much the kid from Paris averaged a game in the pro league over there?
The guy that first round pick?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 10?
Yeah.
And he was the first overall pick.
First overall pick. And you can go through it. There is legacy to this. And my thing is, listen, don't let your personality profile get in the way of your fandom. The two aren't all, they can't always be connected. Historically, this has happened in other sports. It happened in football. It happened in basketball. It happened in hockey. Do you know? Okay, so back in the day, Gordie Howe, who's one of the top 10 hockey players in history, easily top 10, maybe top 5, played until he was over 50. Over 50. As a matter of fact, when he was 52 years old, he scored 16 goals in the NHL at the age of 52. Played with not one of his sons, both of them.
Both, yeah.
Both of them. And what are you going to tell me? The older son scored 80 points that year. And there were people who thought they knew more about hockey than the Howe family.
Yeah. It's just people that act like this is the first instance of like this happening.
Well, that's why we're here to remind them.
Like even in the NBA, just take just the NBA, front office, ownership, coaches. I mean, even Woj said this on ESPN. It's like there's nepotism all over the league in the NBA, not just the NBA. It's all sports leagues. Like this isn't like it's just because this is LeBron and he's a huge name. That's why this is getting so much publicity.
Here's the thing, Ben.
Yes.
What does your father do for a living?
Works for Frontier phone company.
Okay. So if your father said, I want my son to go in business with me, how much pride would it give your father to be proud of you and work side by side with you?
Yeah.
Right? It would mean a lot to him.
Mm-hmm.
And your father's, he's competent enough to make a decision that he's not going to ask you to do a thing that you can't do.
Yeah.
Why? Because it would affect his resume, his reputation.
And it affect me.
Right. Like, why? He's not going to put you in a situation that you can't succeed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, who better to get you to work hard enough at your job than dad?
Yeah.
Right? That, hey, here's the thing. I can tell you with zero reservation that if my daughter decided she wanted to stop her career and get into radio, guess what?
She'd have a show the next day.
She'd have a show tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I would train her and teach her, because you know what? What I know about this business, I could teach her. Because I teach people every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally what I've done for the last 35 years, is to teach people how to do this.
What do you? I want one question I want to ask is, what do you? The one argument that I do kind of see is people saying, why wouldn't Bronny want to kind of spread his wings and get away from LeBron's shadow? You know, kind of try to make his own path.
If again, you're talking about one of the great basketball IQs ever.
Yeah, in LeBron. Yep.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball IQ.
Maybe, I mean, also talent, probably.
And talent. And fiscal business.
Yeah.
And the psychology behind it.
Everything when it comes to basketball.
In every facet of pro basketball, LeBron's elite.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to learn from somebody who's less than your father?
Yeah.
Cal Ripken Jr. was a young player, and Cal Ripken Sr. was in the Orioles organization.
Mm-hmm.
Cal Ripken won the starting job and was a rookie shortstop for the World Series champion Baltimore Orioles. 2 years later, that manager stepped down, and Cal Ripken Sr., who was the third base coach and had been in the organization for almost 30 years, became the manager. In the minor leagues, there was Cal's little brother, Billy. But Billy was the best second baseman in the organization. So what did they do? They brought up Billy to play with Cal Jr. for Cal Sr. Not one word. Crickets.
Yeah.
Now, people talked about it because there's a year where they got off to a terrible start. But the reality was Cal had invested his entire adult life into the Baltimore Orioles and baseball. Was there anybody out there that knew more about baseball than Cal Ripken Sr.? The answer was no. The answer was no. Why would you want to go somewhere else where they're not going to look out for you at the same level that the Lakers would?
Yeah. I mean, if you, let's say you get drafted by the Hawks, like.
They're not loyal to Trae Young. What makes you think they're going to be loyal to Bronny?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I mean, it's probably the best place you could have landed.
It's home. It's home. You live there. You live there now.
And your dad's on the team.
Your dad's on the team. Your dad's friends are on the team. You know the area because you've been you've been working out at those facilities for the last 3 years. Your high school team played there, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
It's tailor-made. But there are people who are upset because they want to be upset. And I'll say this to you. Here's a weird thing for me. That you can like or not like LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But to not understand the business decision that was made is a weird thing.
Yeah.
It just is. We'll throw it a break. Brick and mortar, we're going to jump over to the Royals, get you set for a night of Major League Baseball and the Royals on the streams. Stay with us. We'll get into the families behind sports. I want to jump into it because wrestling is a space where families matter.
Mm-hmm.
Generationally, there's talent that stays in place, and those decisions are made. And then I want to talk about one of these families, the Alou family. The Alou family, where a similar situation happened. That and more here on One on One.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Cheetos on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
What's your radon level at home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111 for radon testing and mitigation.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up.
Hold up, the new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks, exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One nation under a groove. One-on-one on a Friday again. Congratulations for getting through your week.
We did it.
Man, listen, there are times you're not real sure. Like you go, okay. But I always, my uncle used to say this thing that every day, like the first thing he would say, "Good morning, you're undefeated."
Woo!
You're undefeated. If you made it to the morning, you're undefeated. The thing that you worried about, the thing that bothered you, the thing that you stressed over, the thing that hurt you, the thing that just was in the way, nothing got you. Nothing got you. And it was maybe one of the most empowering things that I've ever heard. When somebody just from like when in doubt, remember that you're undefeated.
People take it for granted, just making it one day at a time.
You're undefeated. That there are people. I saw that today. That there are people your age who didn't make it today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't get there today, and it's a thing. It matters. My mood's usually pretty good on a Friday. It's beautiful. It's warm out, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not like hot like it was earlier in the week.
Yeah, this is
a nice day. It's a nice day.
Well, here's the thing: the beauty of being down here at the corner of 11th and O.
Yep.
Is that we can see out the window, and the tree out here always tells me the truth.
Okay, interesting.
That tree, like I pay more attention to that tree than the weather report. Because I know that when I walk out there now, there's a slight breeze.
Yeah, trees are good at telling that.
Right? Again, this is a pretty sizable tree.
Yep.
And then the different levels of the tree will tell me that there's different level of breeze going on, how it's being affected. So if the bottom branches are moving, it's a heavy breeze. And it tells me direction. Like when I walk out here, I'm not walking into a surprise. It's like, oh boy, like last night, walking out right before the storm, it was letting me know, hey, bro, things are about to get busy. Walk with a quickness. Get home. There, we were talking families, and there's some really cool families in sports, and I think it's a big part. Like we miss it.
Yeah.
And we talk about coaching and children, but what if I said that you said, why would you want to play for your dad? Like, why would
That's
you
what
want to
people are asking.
Well, but remember this: the greatest women's tennis player ever played for her dad. Richard Williams did the work for Venus and Serena. That turned out pretty well.
That's an understatement.
Right? And that they advanced, right? That gave them the foundation.
Yep.
And then they went on, they have other coaches now.
Yeah.
But the foundation
was
family. The foundation was family. In this station, we do a lot of wrestling talk, but it's mainly because some of the best stories, some of the greatest lessons come through wrestling. Pro wrestling's been really good about telling some of these stories. And wrestling is such a generational thing. Some of the family names, and like now the Anoa'i family with Roman Reigns with his birth name, but his father just passed away, who was Sika Anoa'i. And Sika was a part of one of the greatest tag teams ever, him and his brother, Atha and Sika. They were known as the Wild Samoans.
All right.
And they were trained by the High Chief of Samoa, Peter Maivia.
All right.
So imagine that wrestling is so much in your culture that the High Chief is there. And of course, it's a part of the bloodline story now that the High Chief is the head of the table. But that it's been passed down, and that family is connected to The Rock.
Yeah.
And The Rock's dad, Rocky Johnson, was a world tag team champion. Now, again, who do you want to be trained by? Who's going to love you best?
Yeah.
Your family's going to get you through, and it'll teach you. And there are times when you need to separate.
Yeah, I agree. Like, eventually, he's going to want to get out of his shadow.
Right? And it always happens.
Yeah.
But that's the best shadow to get out of.
True. Yeah.
That ideally most dads that are listening would love to take their son under wing and have them do what we did and then do it better than we did.
Yeah.
Like rules of the game of engagement as a parent.
Like young Skywalker.
Right? You want your young one to take your best features,
make them better,
and make them better.
Yeah.
Like you want them to have fewer of the flaws. I tell my daughter this all the time, and I'm honest with her about, look, her dad, I was not always the same. So I would say I made mistakes so you don't have to. I made these mistakes so that you don't repeat them.
Yeah.
That's literally, as a coach, me telling young people, listen, I'm going to give you some lessons. Don't repeat the mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I made those mistakes. Like I made a choice on, where I was going to go to college and why I was going to go to college. How I handled high school and education and academics. I mishandled it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't recognize the importance. I didn't have somebody in my family who had higher education who could tell me the value of education.
Mm-hmm.
I was identified. I don't think I've ever told this story on air.
Go for it.
I was identified at age 8 of having an IQ of 151. 151. And as a part of the busing projects, I was pulled out because of this testing, but I wasn't applying it. I wasn't applying the brain. I was just disinterested. I was bored. I go to school and I would create trouble because I was bored. I wasn't being taught the way I wanted to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got to high school, that became a problem. It was a problem because I had a teacher, my English teacher, and shout out to Miss Bullock. Right now, I had an English teacher who told me in week number 1 that if I was so disinterested in her class that I didn't have to come to class because I would be a distraction, she would let me know. She would send word when I had an exam or a quiz that I had to participate in, and I would come in for those days. And if I passed, that was good enough because her class would go more smoothly if I wasn't in it, raising devil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Went through a whole year of this. Whole year.
Mm-hmm.
I get a B. I take the final exam, I get a B. And I think I'm done. Like I'm good. Except for I get a letter from Arlington County that says I didn't attend enough classes to get credit for that class. I didn't spend enough hours in class to get credit for it. So I, with a B, had to go to summer school. Yeah. Wasn't happy, but it taught me a lesson. Trust the process. Go through it. Because I didn't want to give up those 2 months. I didn't want to give up those 2 months of summertime.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're going to tell me instead of 1 hour of English a day, I have to do it for 4 hours for 2 months? Oh!
During the summertime?
During the summer, my friends were playing ball. They were travel baseball.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to the pool. And there I was sitting in an English class, listening to a guy try to explain to me the values and virtues of the poetry that is Simon and Garfunkel.
Sounds like a blast.
Oh, I knew the sounds of silence back and forward because that was his jam.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to learn it. And so you just go, wow. So I always tell people from that standpoint, I didn't have that. My older brother was my icon. And once he went to college, and he came back and would tell me, okay, here's what you need to do. Like if you want to go to college, you're gonna have to buckle up. Like you just are. My senior year, I got it right, but because I waited to my senior year rather than doing it as a sophomore, I was behind.
Mm-hmm.
People were trying to recruit me, but I hadn't put in the academic. I didn't have the academic resume. I had the test, so my SAT score was fine. 1140, which isn't great now, but for a black kid in 1980, I was doing okay. Like I could get in any historically black college or university to play sports.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wanted to go to UVA or VCU or Tech, I need to get my grades up. And I had to do that. And I had to learn. What a terrible mistake. But my brother was like there to lead me. My oldest sister was a librarian. She was an athlete. They finally got to me later in the game. And you go, man, some of my friends had families who were second or third generation college students.
It's always hardest to be the first.
To not have that base.
Mm-hmm.
if I'd had a parent who could teach me that, it would have made all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
All the difference in the world. So it's a big part of it. Like sports is really good about handing it down. Scott Frost used to talk about the fact that he had athletic parents. Weren't both of his parents in the Hall of Fame here?
I'm not for sure.
I'm pretty sure that his mom is. But imagine having that.
Yeah.
That Jay having Chuck Foreman in the family, and that they came from even around Chuck Foreman. Jay being around the NFL and being around football and being around pro athletes gave him an advantage that nobody else was going to. And I guarantee you it helped in his recruiting because, that's Chuck Foreman's son.
I mean, yeah, this isn't just sports. I feel this is like everything when it comes to life, Like it's easier to get a job somewhere if you know someone that's there.
Jay's biggest job,
yeah.
Jay's biggest endorser was his father, Chuck.
Yeah.
Like we can kind of see what Jay's going to grow into. People are going to take advantage of it. And I believe that one of his first offers was his dad's alma mater, the University of Miami.
Yeah, he's talked about that.
Yeah. I don't know why people want to act like this is a big deal.
Like the what if you would have went there.
Listen, it's through a thing that in each sport, Steve Alford, son of a coach. Bryce Drew, son of a coach. There's so many coaches who are the sons of. They just went into the business with in the same space that they were in.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There are tons of, we were joking about Buddy Ryan with the Eagles as the elite developer of defenders for that Chicago Bears. Well, his sons are coaches. You think that if their name was Rex Smith, that they would get the same attention and same credit as if their last name was Ryan.
What about the Mannings?
Right. Listen, Archie was a dude.
Yeah.
Archie was a dude.
Mhm.
Archie went to Ole Miss. Peyton chose Tennessee because he wanted to do it on his own. Eli said, you know what? I'm just going to go where Dad went because it makes sense. We know how to operate at Ole Miss. We know how to do that. There's a reason why this stuff exists. It's not new to the James family. It's not new to basketball. It's not
new to sports or anything.
It's not new to business. Listen,
that stuff has always been.
We can rattle off a whole list of companies that are power companies in Nebraska, in Lincoln, and it was passed down.
Oh yeah,
from dad or granddad to son to dad to son.
That's just how it works.
Or granddad or grandmom to mom to daughter. It happens. It's happened in sports at Nebraska. A lot of those names that are on that Hall of Fame down there had daughters who came through here for the very same reason. So stop it.
It's just weird. Yeah. And they're just pointing out this Bronny and LeBron incident is just like getting all the headlines and making people upset.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
I think it's more LeBron than it is the situation.
Well, I still haven't figured out the whole LeBron hate thing. I don't get it.
I mean, he's not my favorite player, but like,
what has he done to anybody in Lincoln, Nebraska? It's not like he played at Creighton and you're mad at that, or he played in the Big Ten and you're mad at that. Look, he could have gone to Ohio State. He chose not to. He hindered that entire basketball program because they thought they were going to get him. Yeah, he bought him new tennis shoes. You can be mad about that, but he bought Ohio State tennis shoes. Okay, we don't like you. I don't know. He's one of the 10 best players.
I mean, people argue that he's top 2 or even the best ever.
Top 2, right?
Yeah.
And if you said for what he's done off the court, that his ability, one, to build a school, to give people scholarships, to send people through, to make their high school experience better than that, you ain't got to like him. I don't understand the hate.
Maybe they don't like him because Space Jam wasn't good.
Yeah, I'm a little bothered that Space Jam 2 was made. But again, I can't even be mad at that now because that dude's going to be wearing a Husker jersey in the fall. So,
yeah.
Hey, man, look, every Husker fan, you might have to go back and watch Space Jam 2 now. Just got to let you know that a Husker is LeBron's son in the movie. You're going to have to, you're going to have to do that. We'll go to break. We'll come back and close out 1-on-1 on a Friday.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, deal ends June 14th. Join now, online or at your local PF Club.
See Home Club for details.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at KoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment on a Friday. I was supposed to be in Vegas for UFC. It's UFC. It's their Fan Fest.
Okay.
And it is 3 days of just, it's amazing. It's like their Super Bowl. Their Fan Fest is like their Super Bowl. So imagine the same crowds that you have for Super Bowl. They sell tickets. We were there last year. I was going to take Nick this year. Rico and I went last year. And they had us set up to broadcast from there.
Okay.
And they deliver you fighters.
Deliver?
Yeah, they literally they will line up anybody that's there going into the UFC Hall of Fame. They bring to you, and you can interview them. Then anybody that's fighting that week will come to you, and that's pretty amazing. And then fans, and it's such a great event. And tomorrow's card is going to be a great one. Of course, they had it planned that it was going to be Conor McGregor, but Conor is not fighting. And Anthony Lionheart-Smith from Nebraska
City
stepped up. Yep, he stepped up and made himself available. Short notice. I've made it clear Anthony's one of my favorite people. And for him to go through this thing, which is to put yourself through the torture that is UFC weight cut, to do this thing. But they sent the list of the people that they had assigned for us to interview.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a who's who of the UFC. It's literally, it's Holly Holm. It's like Conor McGregor's not going to be there. Chandler, anybody that holds a title, Adesanya, like it's a full list.
Mm-hmm.
And to miss it kind of bothers me because it's your chance to sit down and have conversations with the best in the world.
Yeah.
One-on-one, best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a little sad because I wanted to be in Vegas, but we had other stuff going on. So I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
We'll do this. But if you get a chance, again, if you're looking for a place to watch UFC 303, you can head down to Upside Bar and Lounge. Say hi to Elena.
Hello.
Her and the crew will take care of you. Elena's good people, and they've turned that bar into a really cool spot. It does very well.
She won't bite.
She may yell. She may bark. She may bark. Like if you're misbehaving, she
won't
will
bite though.
Yeah. They've got a pretty good menu these days down there, so you can do that. Of course, it's Pereira versus Prohaska. It's a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Pereira took battle one. It'll be a good one. But those, again, they filled in. They both took it short notice as well because they were not supposed to be the features for this event. So bravo to that. That'll probably be the plans. What do you have planned for your weekend, Ben?
Well, I'm gonna be here tomorrow till 1, and then I don't know. I don't really got too many plans because I'm going to Colorado on Tuesday this next week. So kind of just gonna be chill until then.
Okay. Well, that's good. That sounds like a plan. I'm
excited for 4th of July.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And we're, for the record, I believe it's the 4th and 5th that we're off.
Yeah, we're off the 4th and the
5th. So folks will have that. I think the Sunday shows will be there. We'll probably work for Sean's camp on the 6th.
Yep. Sunday shows should be good as long as
we'll have live and local broadcasts Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th. But the 4th and 5th we'll probably go national, or maybe we'll run replays and we'll figure it out next week. Again, in closing, through all of this, a monumental and loud shout out to the 3 young men from the Stars that over the next couple of nights, their lives may change. Now they've all committed to verbally committed to colleges to play pending said draft. tonight and tomorrow. So first round tonight. There is a Lincoln Stars player that is considered top 35 in the draft, and so that's kind of the range for those that can be there. And then of the three, I would imagine that two of the three, or maybe all three, get picked up tomorrow. So either today, tomorrow. This would be good news for the Lincoln Stars. Again, congratulations to those three young men. Congratulations to Rocky Russo, Coach Rocky Russo, and what he's done. He had quite the draft success a year ago, his development and his love for those young people. And then sidebar to the families, to the billet families who allow these young people to move from their homes, stay with them, grow, develop in a community of safeness and support. The billet families of the Lincoln Stars, wherever you are, whoever you are, thank you for doing this for those young people. Yes, those are big nights for you as well tonight, watching your babies move along and get the success. So good luck going forward. Again, be safe on a Friday night. Ben, thank you, kind sir.
Thank you, DP.
For what you're doing. And y'all enjoy your Friday. That's it for One on One here on 93.7.
Peace out.